Hello, and welcome back to Just an Opinion Movie Review. And I want to state up front, if you are like what the intro showed, if you don't like any of that stuff, feel free to click off because this one's gonna be probably the most controversial video that I do. So I came across Redo Healer. I was like, I'll give it a try. I heard the controversies of it back when it came out. And I really heard of like the first two episodes, and then it kind of Twitter kind of just like stopped talking about it. So like I said, I saw it. I was like, well, let's watch it. Let's see if it's as bad as what people made it out to be. I'm just gonna say up front, I really did not like this show. I'm glad it was made, and what I mean by that is I think everybody has the right to make something, and it shouldn't be like, well, because society doesn't agree with what this topic is about, so it shouldn't be made. And I don't agree with that. I think everybody should have the right, especially coming from another country that has different values than what we do in America. I just don't believe that we should be able to tell another country saying, hey, you guys, fantasize about a lot of this shit, and in America we don't fantasize about this shit, so you can't do it. So with that getting out of the way, this show I was gonna say up front, this show fucking sucks. We start off with we see our main protagonist. They're fighting the Demon Lord, and it's kind of your run of the mill. If you beat the Demon Lord, then you make a wish. But this character is a healer, so the main lady, I'm not gonna go by names because I'm not good with names. The main pink hair lady, she tells the hero of sword and the hero of bullets are both down, and I don't know what she's the hero of, but she tells the healer, like, hey, you need to heal us so we can keep fighting this Demon Lord. And the healer's like, yeah, no. And so he goes, fights the Demon Lord. He ends up beating the Demon Lord, and the Demon Lord said something. It's a female, so of course it's gonna come back around. And the healer, he goes, my wish is I want to start over, but I want to remember my memories, thus getting the redo of healer. So he awakens back to the moments before he becomes a hero. He goes to a well. He makes a wish of wanting to be a hero, and he gets blessed with being the healer. And then that gets word to this castle. The castle comes and goes, hey, you're one of us, right? They pick him up. He's so excited, but he knows exactly what's going to happen. I think then we see flashbacks of him being abused and raped by his team. So everything's like all nice at first, but after he heals this lady, she's like a swordsman. She's like one of the best swordsmen or something like that. She lost her arm, and he healed her, and then he collapsed because he's not trained in healing. So the lady, the pink hair lady, is like, yeah, this is like he's scum or whatever, and basically, throws him in a cell. He gets raped. He gets beaten. All this stuff, thus setting the motion of him getting his revenge. So I'm just gonna skip a little bit. He ends up. So the show doesn't really explain how this all works, but the healer, every time he heals somebody, he gets their powers. So he basically becomes kind of like almost a god tier. Like if he heals somebody, then he knows how to wield the sword real good. He knows how to run fast or whatever. I don't know. The show doesn't really explain it. So he somehow he can transform. So he breaks out. He breaks the chains or something. He breaks the chains that he's in, and he breaks out of the prison. Then thus changing the shape of this one guy to make him look like him, and then he changed his shape to look like the guy, the soldier guy who captures him. I think his name's Leonardo. So Leonardo as him brings back himself, Leonardo, and goes, oh look, I caught the guy, and they're like, yeah, throw him back in the prison. And then so they take Leonardo back to the prison, but then the healer goes up to the pink hair girl's room, and then basically goes, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, I'm the healer, and then you're gonna do what I say. And so he basically rapes her and all that stuff, and then he goes, yeah, and now you're no longer the princess anymore. So he he changes her face, and basically wipes her memories. So then when she wakes up, she's like, oh, who are you? And he's like, oh, you're my lover. And the story's not, I mean, I listen to it all in Japanese, so some of it's maybe some is lost on me, but sometimes it's like they seem like they're getting close, but then at times he's like, oh no, you're just my property now, basically. So he ends up burning down the castle. He burns down the castle, and that's when they escape, and that's when she wakes up. So they're like, all right, well, we're going to go to this town, and then he buys a slave, and he's like, oh, this girl can be really good if I have sex with her and stuff like that. And she wants revenge against humans because humans enslaved her, and he buys her. He goes, oh yeah, I can make you strong, but you gotta have sex with me. I'm like, I don't know. It's so stupid. So he has sex. They go to the place where she was captured. They end up killing the soldiers. The soldiers are also part of the princess's tribe, or not tribe, but castle. And then there's a scene. So there's also a scene where the water's poison because they're wolf people, I think, and they put a dragon in the water, which caused the water to become contaminated with poisonous. And the redo healer asked the wolf girl, that his slave, okay, you get a choice. Do you want me to heal the water to make it drinkable, or do you want me to keep it poisonous and you can kill all the humans? And she makes a choice. She doesn't want innocent people to die, so he heals the water. And then as they're leaving, he gets attacked by a swords lady. The swords lady is the one who he healed at the beginning of his first person he healed, and so they fight. And the healers were reluctant to fight her because he only goes after people that caused him harm. And so he ends up beating her, and then tells her like, oh yeah, by the way, and this part I'm not for sure, but somehow he has like mind control or something, and he tells the pink hair princess to tell the swords lady like, oh no, I'm fine, I want to get away from the castle. And the swords lady believes the pink hair lady, and so then they have sex or whatever. And so now that's kind of his lover, and the slave girl is like property, or I don't know how it was all, but so the swords lady leaves, and then they're like, okay, we gotta go out west or whatever. We're going, because now he's like I gotta go find the demon lord. Now keep in mind, I didn't bring this up earlier, but he's trying to get revenge against Blade and Bullet, and that story's kind of like barely that's like his whole revenge thing, but he gets resolved towards the end of the 12 episodes. So they go out west, they find the demon lord, but she's not the demon lord just yet, because when he fights her in the first round, this is 4 years later. So this is he's meeting her 4 years prior, and then he's like, yeah, I'll make you the demon lord, but in return I want the demon lord's heart. So that never gets resolved. That's like one of the things that's kind of left hanging. He's like, oh yeah, I'll help you, I'll train you, I'll make you strong, and that basically goes nowhere. So now the pink hair lady's sister, so now they're in this town. The town they went to is a human slash monster sanctuary. So like both the humans and monsters were like, yeah, you know what, fighting is, you know, why are we fighting? So they stay there. The pink hair girl's sister shows up. She's also part of this, and somehow she's like stronger than her sister. And she like, there's a flashback to, she came up to the healer and it's like, hey, I know you're not really being controlled right now. Like you know about you. I know that you're a free, you know, like you could break out any moment. And so I think that's setting up like, oh, that's what the healer's like, oh, she's powerful. But then they introduce a Hawkeye, which he's like in like one fucking fight scene. And then Blade shows up. Now as the story goes on, or now we see that Blade's raping women, and I don't know if the translation, if they went back and forth, because they're like he, but she. But he and she, and it's like, okay, is it a guy or is it a girl? Because it looks like a girl. Well, at first I thought it was a guy, because it's a tall. It ends up being a she, but she's a tall, blonde hair woman that basically looks like a Romeo type character or whatever. But she ends up like raping women, like drugging them, and then, you know, hurting them or whatever. I don't know. So the healer turns himself into a woman, and he basically finds her, and he gets, you know, they end up having a conversation, him as a woman have a conversation with Blade, and then Blade ends up drugging the healer, takes him back to her place. And that's when Blade finds out that, you know, he's a guy, and then she gets all sick, and then the healer turns it around, and now he's in control, and he basically brings in a bunch of I don't know if they're like they're males, but they're possessed or something, and the healer goes, basically, if you can keep these, you know, people seduced. Keep these guys seduced for the whole day, or, you know, till dayfall, you know, I'll let you live. Well, she ends up, but they're like zombies or something like that. So the zombies, she ends up not keeping them seduced, and she gets eaten alive. I should go back just a little bit. So, like I said, before they go on and travel west, Leonardo had captured a bunch of his people, a bunch of the healer's people from his village, and there's a girl named Anna, and Anna's raised the healer, and so somehow, and this was like, I'm not for rape, but this was like the best moment. My favorite moment is of like the healer fucking up, because I hate the healer. The healer, you know, turned Leonardo into himself. So basically, Leonardo somehow magically just found this girl Anna, and then, you know, raped her. And it's like, yeah, fuck you, healer, because you're a piece of shit, and this is what you get, you know. Because Anna's like, oh, it's the, you know, healer, whatever your name is, and then, you know, she ends up being captured and raped. And like I said, I'm not for it. I'm just, I hate the healer so much. Like, I could not, you know, stand behind this fucking asshole of a character. So, the healer ends up turning Leonardo into a woman, and then he gets raped by a bunch of guys, and so that's how he ends. But I don't know if he ever dies. I think he just becomes like a fuck doll, basically. So now we're back after the one lady dies. He takes her power, and then he becomes like almost immortal. And this is like, he makes a friend who's a salesman, and he basically watches the salesman. Like, he does nothing. Like, he does nothing for these people. His village people got captured. He did nothing to save them. they all died. They were going to die regardless because they took poison. But he does nothing. He basically walks up slowly. They all get stabbed. And he keeps walking. He's like, well, the more people are dead, the less people that, the more that you're going to die. And so, same thing. His sales merchant guy dies because the pink hair girl's sister basically orders all of the humans and monsters to be killed. And so, he sees he sees his merchant friend die, and then he's like, well, now there's nothing stopping me. He was my one friend. So then he ends up killing Hawkeye, and then he captures the pink hair girl's sister. Then thus he's like, oh yeah, by the way, and this is where I'm confused because at one point he likes the pink hair girl, but then he's like, no, you're just a throwaway object to me. So he has a pink hair girl, and then, so they have almost an incest scene. So I mean, they literally did a check of everything that was fucked up. They're like, yep, we'll do this, we'll have rape, we'll have abuse, we'll have this, and oh yeah, we'll have incest too. So the healer tells the pink hair girl's sister, yeah, if you don't come, I'll spare you. Well, she comes instantly, and so he goes, yep, well, there's no longer whatever your name is. So he does the exact same thing he did to his sister. Now he's got a harem of 4 girls, plus the 5th one being the swords lady. He's like, oh, this is where my journey begins, And then at the very end we see Bullet, and the king tells hey, you gotta go find this healer guy and you gotta go kill him. And Bullet, he's the abusive one. He likes the healer but also hates the healer, and so it's kind of he's like, oh, if I kill you young, you're gonna stay like that forever, but I can't kill you because I love you. And it's so fucking weird. I don't know. So the show ends basically with Bullet looking at the main protagonist's face. My score, it's a 1. I think this is the first 1 I've ever given. It's fucking terrible. This anime is as bad as what I thought. As people say on Twitter, because sometimes people on Twitter they over exaggerate. They see one scene and they're like, oh well, this is the way, can't have this, and it's like okay, maybe there's one episode it's bad, but no, every episode is just him well, I won't force you to have sex with me, but he kind of and this is where I get, like I said, I get confused because at times I'm thinking he's liking the pink hair girl, but then he just kind of throws her away yeah, you're nothing to me. And there's a scene why I really hate this character is in the town of monsters and humans, they get attacked. The demon lord girl gets attacked, and I don't remember what they get attacked by bull people. And so he's like, oh well, now you broke a tavern, so now I have to kill you. So he goes, finds these bull people out in the open, and he breaks their legs. Somehow he can heal by breaking people's legs. I don't fucking get it. It's stupid. So he throws them in a hole, and he goes, oh well, I'll let you out of the hole. And they make a deal. The bull people say, hey, if we give you the information, you'll let us out. And he's like, yeah, I'll let you out. And so they give the bull people give him the information, and he goes, all right, well, I'll let you out in 2 weeks. And the guy's like, what? The bull people are like, what? And well, you got meat down there. You got that giant, because he threw a bull a monster down there with him, a one that they ride. Well, the monster ends up killing the people, and he's like, well, I mean, they had their chance. And it's like, dude, what the I don't know. It's no, you're not the fucking hero. You're a fucking villain, and you're a fucking piece of shit character. There's nothing that I would the whole time I'm like, if he were to die, I'd be like, yeah, dude, that's fine. Fuck this character. He's probably one of the worst characters I've ever seen where I'm like he makes the so I watched these two animes. I think we talked about in the Corn Bros, like High School DxD and then Rosarian and Vampire or something. But like the two main protagonists is like they're weak, but because they're men, they have to be strong, and it's like, no, you're fighting monsters that have the advantage against you. You're not gonna be able to beat these monsters that know how to fucking fight. It's fine if you're weak. It has nothing. But like he makes those characters look like I support those characters more than I support because like there's also another scene. The two girls, the pink hair girl and the wolf girl are in water, and he's like, oh look, they're having fun. He's like, well, gotta fuck them. And it's like dude, seriously. And the girl's like, yeah, I don't want to have sex right now, but I guess I can't say no because I'm your slave. And it's just like, dude, like, so and like I said, I'm glad that people are able to make what they want, as long as it's not hurting people, like physically hurting people, saying like you should go out and like cause physical harm to people. Like, I think anything should be made, but like sometimes I look at some of this stuff and it's like, are you just doing to be shock factor? Like I think like when we looked at this, because like I said, he hits every checkpoint. Like the guy who wrote this hit every checkpoint of just like, yeah, we gotta have this and we gotta have that, and it's like, oh well, we gotta have this because this is gonna trigger some people too, and it's like, oh my god, So like I said, I give it a 1. Don't watch. I tried to give it a chance. I wanted to give it a chance because, like I said, I think sometimes people over exaggerate what is bad, and like a common example, like maybe it's just how fucked up my brain is. But I watched the episode of Goblin Slayer, and that was another controversy of the rape scene of the one girl getting by goblins. And I watched it and I was like, where's this scene at that people are like I watched that scene and I didn't think anything. I was like, okay, where's the scene at that people were like really up in arms? And it's like, it was just that scene. And it was like there was no like, I think it was all shadows. It's been a while since I seen that scene. But it's like it was, and I haven't seen the full thing of Goblin Slayer, so I don't know. I just saw that episode, and I'm like, okay, where's the fucking scene at that everybody was like up in arms about? But don't watch Redo of Healer. It's fucking terrible. Like I can't. It's the same two girls getting naked the whole time, and like, I mean, the thing says uncut, uncensored, but like it doesn't even show, like, I mean, it shows like a shadow of his dick, but it never shows his dick. It's like, dude, just go fuck. If you're gonna fucking do it, just go all out. If that's what you want to do, go all out. Don't fucking show a shadow. Same with like, they don't show like really any asses or anything, like, and I get that's Japan, like they have like strict rules against like showing vaginal and stuff like that. But it's like, if you're gonna fucking do it, just go all out. Just fucking go for it. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you made it to the end, I skipped a bunch of shit because a lot of it was kind of like the same shit. Like, oh, and that's the other thing I would say. He's like, I'll never attack somebody that doesn't deserve it. And it's like, okay, yeah, but you let your villagers die. You're a fucking piece of shit. Like, and I don't want to speak on this, but I think it is also like the only thing I could probably find, and I apologize because like I've never been in this situation, so if I'm over speaking, I apologize. But I think it is a good visual representation of how somebody is abused, how they abuse other people. And I don't know if the author is going for that, but I think that's something like, if I'm going to take away, it's like, some people go, well, I don't know how somebody is abusive to somebody else if they were abused. And I think this is like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to speak too much of it because I don't know. I've never been, I'm luckily I've never been in that situation. I've never been around that situation. But I think that's probably a good that's the only thing I'll say about this anime, is that it gives a visible I can't even talk, representation, I think, of what abuse looks like and how it spreads. But hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, this is probably one of the worst animes I've ever seen in my entire life. So later.